Hello, my wonderful and amazing people. Una good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the place and the time you come across this my video. I greet everybody in the house. My people, who is now Peter Obi movement. Oh yes, so now Peter Obi will they follow. Come, make I tell you something. If you dey support Peter Obi with your full chest. And I like person wey dey support person. You go come and support the person, please. This video one I want was so una go see people they talk about Peter Obi, the way he did them, the way they know Peter Obi, that they talk about him. Now, I will give you the time and the opportunity to, follow this link, watch this video about Peter Obi. 1, 2, 3 people come out. I join all the video together. Then they talk about who else. Peter Obi, how you go to move us forward, how you go to change the country, how you go. In fact, they talk a lot about Peter Obi. Now you are going to watch the video, but before you go, if you know, say you did new to this platform, you never subscribe, you are new, or you did watch our video before, you never support, and what you did wait for. Quickly, please smash and hit that button with the right subscribe. Don't forget to press the like button and the notification bell. So anytime when I put any program, you go there among the very first we come see them. And I beg you, follow us. I beg, follow us and spread the news. I want to make everybody watch this video. This video, my dear, is very, very, very important, honestly. I want to make you follow me, spread the news about Peter Obi. Now, 3 people did for inside this video, and 3 people talk about Peter Obi, and they give their point and their reason why you should support Peter Obi. Now, nothing that they talk now. So, you will watch the video. Don't forget to try and leave your comment for the comment section. What do you think about the video? Leave your comment for the comment section. Follow me, share the video, and I will see you again for my next video. Thank you, guys, and God bless. One love.
I know Anambra very well. And so, when I met the governor who had just finished his tenure, I asked him, I said, my dear brother, I had been longing to thank you immensely. You did something remarkably well. God bless you. He said, my brother, what is that? I said, the international airport you built in Oka. I said, I am exceedingly happy. He said, oh my God, I'm happy hearing it from you. Then I added, I said, where did you get the money? He said, Biko, now my former colleague left the money behind. I laughed at it. I said, he left it. He said, frankly speaking, he left money in foreign currency. Is the money I saw. I said, look, let me leave a legacy before we go. So I'm not promising. I won't leave money. I'm owing them here, and I'll use the money well. Sir, my people in Taraba State, you have heard him. It's left for us to decide. Do we want a Nigeria of promise for our children? Or we want until we are kidnapped with our wives and kept in another place and be at the mercy of the kidnappers? All this is left for us to tell ourselves. I would rather that we will live in the very comfortable and live a full life as decent citizens in this country. We were in the office before coming here. He said, are you exporting coffee? Are you exporting tea?
I'm so happy you use the correct words. Peter Obi is a phenomenon, and that is the truth. He's a new is a new version of the hope. He represents the hope for the youth. What you are seeing is actually a political tsunami of a kind, a movement, a revolution, and that is why most of the stakeholders and political elites who do not comprehend or understand fully what this is take it to be something not too serious. But the younger ones, the more mobile, the more educated, and the more agile Nigerians, the more patriotic Nigerians, are those who are propelling those who are propelling this movement, I can tell you from a vantage position, because I am the Director General of this organization, and if I actually claim any glory for what is going on, or attribute it just solely to Peter Obi, I will be lying. If whatever you are saying, 90% of it is propelled, is self-propelled, self-funded, and self-activated by the many young people in Nigeria and in the diaspora. And any nation, no matter what it is or how it is, that ignores the voices of its youth will definitely have itself to blame. What is coming to Nigeria is something that we haven't seen before. Perhaps not even on the shores of Africa. We have a political figure that has proven integrity, that has character, that has pedigree, that says and has evidence to show that he says what he does. Everything so far has been predicated on integrity, which is extremely very lacking among our leaders, both present and past leaders. And because everybody is yearning for a true and an honest change, that we are even making a mistake. The youth, yes, are the one propelling it, but even the fathers and the mothers and the uncles are silently queuing up and lining up and joining the movement.
Well, I'm going to push you on this. I mean, because let's face it, it's Peter Obi versus...
You can.
Well, I certainly will. I mean, it's Peter Obi versus three big political guns, Etiko, Tinubu, and Kwankwaso. If this was a football match, I mean, it's bound to go into overtime and eventually penalties, isn't it? Can your candidate, Peter Obi, and his Labour Party squad do it in 90 minutes?
Charles, you surprise me. The hood does not make the monk. You know that's a very popular saying in English language. And for a fact, what we see are decorated caricatures, political caricatures, who have essentially, principally expired. I have nothing to offer, and the people can see through the masquerades. You call them, this is a game that is, that will be decided even if it were a football match in the first half of the match. It's not going to go into any extra time. Tell me, what will the APC, for instance, what is APC going to tell Nigerians? I mean, I don't want to criticize anybody. That is not our game. And if you look at my principal, he doesn't talk about anybody. He only talks about issues. So I'm just going to toe that same line and tell, look, both APC and PDP are an expiring commodity, but because they have been with us for so long, the nostalgic effect of their existence makes us to think that they are unconquerable. We don't see them like that. In any case, who decides who stays in a political ring fight? It is the electorate. And you saw yourself, and everybody has seen this. What happened at when Peter Obi honored an invitation to come to a night vigil in Dunamis Church. I mean, people talk about Peter Obi as existing just purely on social media, which is a terrible joke. I mean, in that hall, I was there. There are over 150,000 Nigerians, and that is not an Igbo. That is not an Igbo. It's not an Igbo church. The pastor of Dunamis I believe, is from Benue State. It's a pan-Nigerian church in the capital city of Nigeria with a lot of young people and middle-aged people and all that. And I was the one that was asked to write the entourage of Peter Obi, and I just wrote Doyin Okupe, Obase Osaluka, Peter Obi. I did not even put any appellation. But see, the whole place, broke out in riots. It became uncontrollable. The pastor, Mrs., had to use everything that was inside of her and a lot of intellect and persuasion to stop the crowd from shouting and chanting. This is Can anybody in his true sense say that this was social media? We've told them it has broken the bounds of social media. It has gone beyond Twitter. It has gone beyond Facebook. This is something that resides in the hearts and minds of Nigerians all over the country.
Some say that there's some sort of breath of fresh air in Peter Obi.
In what way? Peter Obi was governor. If Peter Obi worked, people who complain about Abuja, other states failing would have all been in Anambra State. I hear him talk about industries every day. I would love to see those industries. Anambra is the home of IPOP, the home of the failure of the Southeast. I was watching a video from Nnamdi Kanu the other day where he was talking about the failure of Peter Obi as a governor. It says to me that Nigerians, because we just don't want to be logical about what we are dealing with, our failures, we still want to wrap ourselves around these people. What's different between Peter Obi, like you mentioned his name, who was the vice presidential candidate, to Etiko in the last election, and the Etiko he's running against?
Do you care less about the social media population of the youths in this country?
No, absolutely not. I understand the social media phenomenon. I also understand that social media is a flash in the pan. As a candidate, my strategic is for strategic reasons. I'd rather be the popular candidate on social media the last 2 months of the election, rather than the person who's popular 2-3 months and is no longer popular. And we've seen that, and that's why we always have in social media. We have what we call